Kubota Sumo was published in 2021 by BoardGameTables.com. It was designed by Tony Miller and illustrated by Kwanchai Moria. Tony Miller provides this in exchange for an honest review. 2 to 4 insects compete in the World Insect Wrestling Championship. Like in sumo, you're trying to push your opponent out of the ring. This is like a coin-pushing arcade game, but instead of being entirely luck-based, not to mention rigged, you decide which piece to use and where your pieces enter the ring. I'm focusing on the full rules. I'll talk about the optional Junior League in the review portion. Start by following setup. Some insects start with a unique wrestler piece on the ring. Each player also starts with discs. The specifics for board and starting pieces depending on player count. The game offers team rules for 4-player games. As you can imagine, this means you'll have a partner. Setup variables, plus signature move names, costs, and instructions are all in the wrestler cards. Make sure you use the correct cards depending on if you're using standard or junior rules. When pushing your piece, you can go in a straight line or even on an angle. Just make sure you don't flick or continue pushing once your piece is fully off the platform. Collect all pieces that fall off. This is how you replenish your supply. If you run out of pieces, you tap out and lose by submission. If this happens in a 2 or 4-player game, the opposing side wins. In a 3-player game, the remaining players continue battling. The winner is the last remaining wrestler. Yep, in this case, a player can win by knocking an eliminated wrestler out of the ring. It's a sudden death winner takes all game. An easy to forget rule is that pieces accidentally fall out of the ring, say by moving the platform, are not gained by the active wrestler. These pieces instead are returned to the supply. In most instances, the wrestler's unique pieces are also returned to the supply if they're knocked out of the ring. I explained submission endings moments ago. The game immediately ends in the case of a knockout. That's pretty much the game. To break it down, push pieces onto the ring board in order to gain new pieces and knock out your opponent. That's Kubota Sumo. Our games of Kubota Sumo, including Set for Takedown, average 15 minutes. We found that the length doesn't vary much game to game. A coffee table provides more than enough space, especially if you keep unused components in the box. Square tables work best if you have more than 2 players, but we have a rectangular table and it's fine. I'll talk more about the ring and platform later, but the quick version is that different table sizes and shapes work well because of the platform. If you stick to the Junior League, kids as young as 5 or 6 could give this a shot. If their reading level and icon recognition aren't quite there yet, you all could just practice dexterity by pushing the wrestlers. I think the 3-player game is the right amount of chaos and control, although games like this also always work well for 2 players. The 4-player team game can end too suddenly and is not as enjoyable. Kubota Sumo's art is cute and colorful, and the wood pieces look and feel are fantastic. The platform and ring are cardboard and the top of the platforms pops off, or worse, gets caught on the ring too easily. This can cause pieces to fall off. It's a shame because the production is otherwise excellent, and we like that the platform can be moved around the ring, allowing players to shoot from every angle. While colorblind players will find many colors here that look alike, the disc sizes are distinct and the wrestler pieces are unique. The game doesn't have many rules, and the ones there aren't especially complex. This is a good game to toss in your backpack before visiting friends. Some wrestlers' abilities are harder to quickly grasp, so I recommend going over them beforehand with all players. The high amount of tactics and randomness will turn some people off. The thing is, like King of Tokyo, the game is over and done in under 15 minutes. Unlike Yellow's Family Classic, this doesn't necessarily continue if a player loses. Remember the knockout versus submission rules. Anyhow, I can forgive the lack of mitigation, seeing as this meant to be a quick, silly, approachable game for all ages. I'm very thankful for the Junior League rules, even though I'll never use them. They're a perfect way to introduce young or new gamers to this. I'm more thankful for the unique abilities. They not only add some goals and are focus for experienced gamers, but they thematically fit. Oh, and if you want to know about the insects, the back of the cards have some information. The game can almost be as long to set up and take down as it takes to play. This isn't really a knock, especially if someone is out early. Just reset and give it another shot. Just know that some players, like Grandma, might be out so quickly that you might be like, oh. The dexterity element, individual players, and a number of wrestlers mean that this has a lot of replay value even if it isn't a game you'll always want to play, like a game I reviewed earlier, Crash Octopus. Kubota Sumo is a silly dexterity game for all ages that doesn't require love of or even familiarity with wrestling to enjoy. Enjoyment depends on how much you enjoy luck and chaos in your games, although the wrestler's abilities in the advanced game mitigate that a bit. Could it be a nightly game for some families? Absolutely. He could work after school, before dinner, after dinner, anytime. For us, we're more likely to pull it down only occasionally, but I know we'll have fun when we do.